Hi, I'm Shelley with Travelers Care. In this video, I'll be sharing with you my experience with Jamaica's COVID-19 control entry process, as well as some Travelers Care tips to help you as you travel to Jamaica. Now, prior to my trip to Jamaica, I downloaded the Jam COVID-19 app. In that app was a form that I completed, and about 10-15 minutes later, I received my authorization to Jamaica. It was that quick and that easy. Once I got to Jamaica, an airline representative came on board the aircraft and welcomed us to Jamaica and advised a Ministry of Health representative will be providing additional information. The information that the Ministry of Health individual provided was that of how the Jamaican government was controlling COVID-19 and protecting our Jamaican citizens. They also shared with us the protocols and the expectations that they have of us once we got off the aircraft. Once we got off the aircraft and proceeded up to the jet bridge, there were representatives there waiting for us. They asked us to hold your hands out and they began sanitizing our hands. There were JDF representatives also on the jet bridge who were dressed in PPE who handed us slips of paper. So you'll get a slip of paper and then proceed to the arrivals hall. Once you get to the arrivals hall, there were Ministry of Health individuals that were waiting there. They directed you to stand on the placards for social distancing that were already in place. JDF representatives were, reminding people to stand where they're supposed to on the placards, that kind of thing. Once you're in place, Ministry of Health representatives came around and recorded your temperature. So they took your temperature, and that slip of paper you received from upstairs is what they used to record that information. You'll hold on to that until you got to the top of the line. Now, I waited in that line for about 45 minutes to an hour. Once I was at the top of the line, I was directed to sit in some chairs and do an assessment with some Ministry of Health nurses and officials. They asked a bunch of questions. That's where they determined whether or not you quarantine for the 14 days, if you're a business traveler, what your protocols are, based on your situation, what it is that you need to do. Once that process is completed, you will then receive either this piece of paper or some envelopes, that kind of thing, and exit to immigration. Once you exit immigration, there were individuals from Ministry of Health standing asking by the duty-free area at Norma Manley, asking if you had received a piece of paper that says Jam COVID-19 app completed. If you answered no, that you didn't get that, they ask you to come with them, and you'll go by that baggage claim area in the left corner where they'll ask you or assist you in completing that app and the geo-tracking situation and information that you need to be doing there. So they'll help you with that on that side. For me, I didn't have to do that because I already had everything, and I was traveling on business. My stay in Jamaica was less than 24 hours on business. So I was good with that. That concludes the process. It was painless, it was easy, no issues. Now, here are your Travelers Care tips. The first one, please ensure you have your authorization. We were delayed a little bit in Miami because there were a lot of people who did not have authorization and they wanted to get them on board the aircraft. So they, waited for them to get the authorization. Don't inconvenience your fellow passengers. Get that authorization completed first before booking your travel. The second thing is, take a screenshot of that QR code that you receive in your email. So once you get the email for your approval to Jamaica, there in that email it says click here for your authorization. Click there and get the authorization, screenshot it. What happened to me in Los Angeles International Airport was that I went into that email to click that link and it was gone. It was asking me to do a new process. Luckily, I had the screenshot and the email to prove that I already had done that. I was able to board my aircraft and get to Miami. The third thing I want to share, if you are a business traveler, ensure you do your COVID-19 tests here in the United States and take those results to Jamaica. It has to be within 10 days of you traveling to Jamaica that you can do that test. It will make your life so much easier and the process is a little bit less tedious for you. Last and final thing I wanted to share is that there were individuals that were being pulled out of the line. You would have some people come by with your name on a placard and say, hey, come with me. I later did some research and realized that VIP attractions in the airport, Club Kingston, Club Montego Bay, you can pay them a fee and they will help you expedite that process. What a good service that they've created. So they'll expedite you throughout that process. So you wouldn't have to stand in that line like I did for 45 minutes to an hour just to get processed. They will assist you with getting out of that line. So once you join the line, they identify you, or you get to, once your temperature is taken, they come and get you and take you off the line, have you processed, and have you on your way. So great service. You can reach out to VIP Attractions. I definitely be using them again on my next visit to Jamaica. So that concludes my experience. It was great. I didn't have much of an issue. I stayed in my hotel. I followed the protocols and I quarantined for the little bit of time that I was there. So ensure you do the same, protecting others, and stay safe.